Hey Google, turn on the board game room light.
Got it. Turning on the board game light.
Woo! Much better. Hi there everybody, and welcome to what I guess is a board game discussion video. For those of you who didn't know or haven't seen, I've been gone for essentially a month because I've been moving. I moved across the country in the US, and I'm very excited to be in the new place, but you can see it's rather barren. The thing is that the place is huge. I have the entirety of the basement all to myself. This little area, this what would be an octagon, is going to be my gaming area. I've got my table back so that I'll be able to actually play games and do RPGs and all of that kind of stuff, so I'm super excited about it. But the thing is that it's just not very pretty, so I kind of have to figure out what I'm going to do for my videos. And essentially what I'm going to do today is just kind of show you guys some of the stuff that I've gotten out, and also show you all of the space that I've got, as well as all of the many boxes of games that I've yet to unpack because I've been really tired. So going down a couple of fun things on the list. First, we do have our squirrel girl here, which I'm very excited about. She's been kind of missing in the background for a couple of years because somebody ended up buying a whole bunch of games and stacking them on top of one another. I don't know who would do that. I also managed to find my Cosmic Encounter games relatively quickly. I'm very excited because my glass display case actually survived. It's not unpacked yet. I'll show you that in not too long. And so I'm really glad for that. I've got all of my Cosmics stacked up around here. I've also retrieved or gotten a handful of Kickstarters that I've been waiting on. So I'll show you a couple that are over there, and I've also got a couple over here. So one that I'm particularly excited about is this one, Cellulose. So I've been talking about this for a decent amount of time. This is kind of the spiritual successor, if not arguably direct sequel to Cytosis, where it is a worker placement game that takes place inside of a plant cell, and I've got the collector's edition from the Kickstarter and all that stuff. And incidentally, fun fact, they used, I believe it was Panda Manufacturing, and I don't know if I'm the only one that this happened to, but either way, I'm excited to have one. I have what I think is a fun little collectible item, which is an uncut Sushi Go card. And so it's just kind of hilarious. This was in with Cellulose. I have no idea what's going on over there, but it's just kind of hilarious. And so it's just a neat little souvenir of stuff that I've got now. I also got my copy of Canvas. I actually got the deluxe edition. So I got Canvas as well as Reflections. This is one that I'm really excited to play with my wife because she's really big into art, and I'm as you all know, I'm not super fond of aesthetics in board games, and I don't particularly care about them. But for some games, I really do appreciate it, and I absolutely love to see it. So I'm really excited about that one. Now that said, let's take my microphone over here, and we'll take a look around and see some of the other stuff that I got. Hello again. So first and foremost, let's just rotate on over here, and that brings us to this guy. Now you can't tell by looking at it very easily, but this is my Cosmic Encounter case. So the reason that you can't tell is because, like I said, it's still unpacked and it still has all of the moving blankets on it. So let's scroll down just a little bit here. And you'll be able to see the glass at the very bottom there. Incidentally, all of the puck lights that light that thing up are still attached on the inside, so I'll be able to deal with it and use it once I get a chance to actually unpack it and all of that good stuff. One second here. Hey Google, turn the light on in Danny's office.
Okay.
Got to get another light on over there real quick. So let's go ahead and go for a little walk. All right, come here, little guy. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look at the massive pile of game boxes that I have. So incidentally, this is a wider view of my little gaming area. Like I said, there's my tripod that the camera was on. And as I said, this would be an octagon if it was complete. One thing that I'm very upset about is right there, there needs to be another 4x4 calyx. It is uneven right now, and that greatly upsets me. I am not a fan. Incidentally, Here is the massive stack of board game boxes, in addition to the entirety of the basement that is the house I'm in now. It is absolutely insanely huge, and incidentally, the light that I just turned on is this one over here by my computer, and this is where I have my office. So this is where I've got both my personal and my work computer, and that's why you can see me in the light right here. So this is my desk with all of my stuff, and back there are all of my board game boxes. Well, most of my board game boxes. The rest of them are over there in a dark, dank corner. Or what is still a dark, dank corner as of right now. So incidentally, one thing that I'm really hoping to do, it's probably not going to be for at least a couple of years or so, is to finish the basement. For anybody who's unfamiliar with that, that means essentially turning this into what is a formal living space. Essentially putting up walls, a floor, you know, basic stuff like that. Not to mention the fact that one thing I want to do is have a retro gaming area where I'm going to have my consoles, and I've got a CRT TV. I'm probably going to end up getting an LCD TV and all that good stuff. In addition, I have my old armoire that has all of my fish tank control stuff in it, and I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to start up a fish tank again. I have no idea when that will happen, if it ever precisely will, but I do have hope for it. And incidentally, over here, this is where I'm going to have another computer, or my other desktop computer, so that I can run this guy that you can't see right now, but it is a virtual reality treadmill. And so I'm looking forward to getting that again and being able to do my little workouts there. Now, incidentally, like I said, I know I didn't show the entire thing, and most of the lights are off, just to say this is a super dank dark basement, and it's pretty much standard for what one might expect. Now, let's zoom out here. There we go, that's better. All right, that said, I am, with this video, I should say, back, quote unquote. I am going to try to get back to my regular schedule as soon as possible. The biggest issue that I'm going to be running into, though, is figuring out exactly how best to make my videos. Part of the issue I'm going to run into is I've got soft studio lights. The problem is that said soft studio lights need electricity, and there are no plugs here because it's an unfinished basement. So the only plugs are the ones that are by the furnace and the power breaker box. That's the word. The breaker box, the fuse box, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not 100% sure exactly how it's going to work. I hope that you will be willing to bear with me. At the very least, it's going to be an interesting process to do all of the unpacking and getting all the games back into a reasonable state. Not to mention, I am going to have to try to find another calyx so that everything can be even. But that said, at least Squirrel Girl can have a home, and on top of that, I am super excited to be able to host game nights again. And in particular, I'm really hoping that I'll be able to do some in-person tabletop RPGs, because while using things like virtual tabletop, Roll20 and all this kind of thing is great, I would love to get back in person and do some of that stuff. But that said, that's going to be it for now. Not sure what I'm going to do next time. Hopefully it'll be something else. Maybe we'll go on the other half of the basement, or something like that. I'll turn on the other lights and you guys can see that. But with that, well, incidentally, we can do this at the very least. So this is kind of a fun thing. Hey Google, turn the board game room light to forest green.
Sure, changing the board game light to forest green.
Yeah, pretty sweet, huh? It serves no purpose whatsoever, but incidentally, smart light bulbs are surprisingly affordable. Hey Google, turn the board game light to daylight. All right, but that said, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for your patience and for sticking around. Like I said, I do hope to get back into a somewhat normal routine at least. I know I'm excited for the upcoming summer season with all of the board game events and all of the conventions. I will not likely be attending any of them. I, in fact, highly doubt that I will be attending any of them. I'm still excited for it, though. And that said, thanks again so much. And yeah, let me know what you all think, what you all would like to see. If you have any suggestions, I'd be happy to hear them as well. Please leave anything and everything in the comments below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time, whenever and wherever that is. Bye!